Hey everybody, welcome to the video, welcome to the channel. This is Beeler Family Farm. Today we're making pig space. We are trying to buy a couple of calves, spring calves, bottle calves, or weaned, whatever we can find. And this is our pastures. There's two of them in there. And this is the dry lot that is generally for the cows. But because we've been without cows, you can see that there's hello, this is Lenny, there's Laverne, there's Shirley. The two black and white ones aren't named because they're going to freezer camp soon. But I need to reclaim this dry lot and fix some fence and stuff. So in order to do that, I got to get the pigs back over here where they kind of used to be. This thing was given to me and it is heavy. I think it was a refrigerated box off of a truck. That's the only thing I can figure, because it is heavy, 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 and it's insulated. You guys can kind of see there. Plenty big for a pig hut. I'm going to jack it up here in a little bit and set it on some, the pigs touch the spicy wire, set it on some blocks, get it pretty level. But what we're going to start with is getting some of this old fencing ripped out and kind of smoothing out some of this dirt maybe, or just kind of doing some prep work so that they got plenty of space. And get a couple tools and we'll get started. Gonna be a little choo-choo train noise in the background because they're moving rail cars like they tend to do. All right, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna cut some of this wire. I'm gonna save what's good, and we're gonna pull all this lumber up because I'm gonna reuse some of that for some odd end things. But let's get started. I hear the train a-comin'. It's constantly making noise. Them fellers toot them horns. I'm gonna just take the opportunity here and clean some stuff up, because this is kind of where the pig lot's going to stay. So kind of makes sense to make it serviceable, you know. Apparently I must have been in a pinch because I stuck a screw through that to hold that wire in place. I really don't know why it's up that high, because, you know, pigs, they can't fly, but they can definitely jump. All of this wire is pretty well toast. It's old. We're just going to get rid of all of it. Noon o'clock. That might have been how I fed that. I don't remember. We're going to have to reestablish our zappies up here though. All right. I don't want to drop any of the little pieces. Got me an empty feed sack to play catch with here. Alright, that's pretty good. It is a beautiful day. Now, not traipsing all over everything, we can move you guys. Huh. Wire that I missed. I don't want to not have that. That's a good piece of wire. All right, well, actually, I think I'm gonna shut you guys off, and I'm gonna take all these boards up and move everything around, and then I'll bring you back. I think we're gonna take the tractor and do a little dirt work, and we'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, I've got all that pulled out. I've got one post I can't get out of the ground, steel post. We're gonna take a tractor and pluck it. I'm gonna scooch a little dirt around so that we can get ready to start putting up board fence. Pretty good little mound of dirt right here. I don't plan to do anything with that exactly. I'm going to use some of it to flatten out where I'm going to put fence, but post in the ground really good. That's why I couldn't pull it out by hand. All right, let's throw this out of the way. Bent it a little bit, but I'll bend it back. I should have brought my weed eater, but I forgot. So my intent there isn't to bury that, really, just I need it to not have a big old hump right there where the wire is going to go. You guys got run over. Are you okay there? Did you get run over? What do you do that for? That was probably a certain amount of violence. Sorry about that. Let's try a little bit better mountain point here. Kind of got dirty there. Did I run y'all over? I'm sorry. Thought y'all had flaked out on me a little bit there. That'll be good enough on that. Hello, good piggies. What are we doing? Piggy pig. Oh yeah, Judge, that's good piggy. All right, that's pretty good. Here's what we got. Inspector pigs doing inspector pig things. Inspector pigs. Right? That looks pretty good. I just needed it to be kind of flattish. I'll probably step that down a little bit. Maybe not much because they're going to root it up. I know, I'm excited too. Looks like I need to probably pull that out, check for a little wire. Those pigs will graze most of this off. I've got a gate down here that I'll swing shut, and actually I might change a little bit of stuff here so I got someplace kind of covered to feed, but I think that's pretty good. We're gonna retool and get ready to put up some boards and think about fencing. This will get a hot wire on at the top. That'll keep the cows from reaching over, and you'll keep the pigs from getting a little bit too curious as well. Because pigs get a little curious. All right, let's see what we got here. That one looks like it'll do the trick. Will it reach? Will it reach? What's the verdict? Oh, it will, but I got screws or something in the end. Don't want that. It's a little short, but it'll be all right. Because law of averages says it will. That looks pretty good. Get a screw or two in that one. I think you guys kind of get the drift of what we're doing here. I'm gonna put these up and I'll bring you back when we're doing the next part. I really want to pick it up right here in the middle. For the sake of ease. That looks pretty good. I have no idea what this thing weighs, but it took the truck and the tractor to get it over here. The truck in low four-wheel drive, low side. The tractor in medium range and four-wheel drive with a counterweight. And it was heavy. Now, I think some of that's just because of the way it's built. It was sort of acting like a bulldozer. So we had that going against us. My plan here is the way that this is built. It got some pretty chunky cross members under here. I plan to just set this on. I'm going to need another piece of 4x4. Well, I kind of got away from it. It looked a little higher than I needed it, and I had some blocks right here. So let's just see what this looks like. I wonder how stable that is. Thoughts, guesses? Not that stable. Let's see, I don't want it to tip over. That's for sure. Maybe I put it under here after all. But man, if a 700-800 pound pig gets off in the corner, I really don't want it to get silly and tip. You know what I mean? I definitely want it to be stable. Do, 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 do. I'm gonna go down here and get a piece of deck board. Well, let's see what that does. That's solid. I'm not saying they can't move it, just saying it would take effort. I'm gonna have to go find some concrete chunks to make a reasonable ramp there, though, that's for sure. All right, I'm gonna go get some concrete and we'll be back when we can stack that.
Well, good morning, everybody. It is calf getting day. Oh, I think you guys, we ran out of batteries yesterday while we were fixing pig pen and moving pigs. Last thing you guys probably got to see was me moving some concrete. It's about 6:15. Gasp, I don't have my seatbelt on. But I'm only going a couple blocks because we only live a couple blocks from our farm. Got a couple little tasks to do this morning, and I'm realizing I already forgot something, but that'll be all right. We got about an hour and a half drive to pick up some bottle calves. They are dairy cross bulls, so they are a cross between two different breeds of dairy cattle, and they don't tend to keep the bulls, obviously, because they don't do any good for a dairy farm. But calf prices are absolutely off the chains. 3 years ago, we bought 4 calves. 2 of which were dairy and beef cross, and 2 of which were dairy cross. And I think we paid a total of $600 for those 4 calves 3 years ago. And of course, we've had a drought, a big drought kind of all across the country. And then last year had that big fire in Texas, killed a lot of cattle. And the cattle that it didn't outright kill, they ended up having to terminate because of the burns and the injuries. So that has driven cattle prices up. I can't tell you what beef is in the store because we have beef in the freezer from raising cows, but I know it's high. But these 3 calves, we paid $1,300 for 3 calves, which just makes my heart go pitter patter just a little bit. I gotta admit. What we're going to do real quick this morning is I have, out of sheer laziness, if I'm being honest, just tossed all the feed bags when I've made pig feed into the gap where the gate is into the dry lot, the walk gate. I got to move those this morning before we go. Oh, that coffee is delicious. Let's go take a look here. You can see what we got done. Oh. Hopefully we still have pigs somewhere. I hear pigs. Pigs! There's a pig. I feel like they slept in the dirt, but got the dry lot kind of smoothed out. I finished this in the dark. You can tell I'm a little bit uneven, but it'll be all right. This is my task this morning. I got to clean this up so that we can get the calves in there because they're small. I mean, like, I'll be able to just carry them in. Should have brought some gloves, but I forgot. Spicy wire, don't touch the spicy wire. There's regrets. Oh, I will feed you poor, starving piggies in just a few minutes. I was going to do this last night in the dark, but then I was like, well, I'm not scared of snakes, but I don't like being surprised by snakes. Hello, Mr. Mouse. Somebody touched the wire again. Telling you, you don't want to keep doing it. Oh my goodness. Hey, look at that, some fencing insulators. Look out, little mouse. And a bag full of bags on top of it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let's go feed these pigs real quick. I haven't even got your food bowl moved yet. Busted insulator. Now that we're not being inundated with the pigs' protests that they're starving to death, because they're not. I will eventually need to move this straw out of here, but I am going to put a bale of straw down for these calves. Let's visit the pigs. Good morning, piggies. How are we? See, got water moved. They've been grazing away. There's just some board fence here. Always put a strand of hot wire up there. Keeps nosy neighbors from being nosy neighbors. And by that I mean cows, really. So, cows and pigs, they'll destroy a fence from the top if you let them. But you can see I drug that. It's an old box truck. And it's insulated. I don't think they slept in it, but they will. They're just learning new spaces. Got hot wire all ran, 3 strands, 2 for the cows. I have to make that hot still and put a couple of temporary intermediate posts in, and looks like I need to lower that one just a little bit, but pretty good. Dry lot's still a little bit rough from the pigs tearing it up, but that's okay. It'll be all right. I gotta put a water barrel in here for the calves. Do that when I get home. But let's knock a bale of straw into here real quick. These calves something to lay on. I will ultimately, like I say, move all this straw up into the barn, but in full disclosure, the barn's a disaster right now because of all the projects and stuff going on. Them pigs, I even put nice fresh straw in that truck box for them. All right. Yeah, that'll do for that. Let's see. We're doing pretty good on time. Nice and quiet. Sun coming up. You know, you'll see a lot of homesteaders and farmsteaders, small scale farmers, whatever you want to call it, really bash big ag. But the reality is, big ag feeds the world, keeps people from starving. We choose to grow as much of our own as we can because we're blessed to have the space to do it, you know. But kind of hard to bash on them. Those farmers are farmers trying to feed their families too. But man, what a nice morning. The hay field and the pastures are greening up and growing. We really need the rain, but the pigs are being pigs. Pigs. Pretty good pigs. Good morning, Laverne. How is Laverne? Don't watch your nose. Watch your nose. It'll zap it. They've been rooting in that soft dirt. about like I figured.